Hey everybody, this is Jenny from Jenny Eating Coaching. It's 4:30 p.m. Eastern, and I just want to say hi. Let's jam out a little bit. I'm just gonna make sure that I'm live and kick back with everybody for a minute. I hope some of you are gonna jump on live. Just gonna jam out. All right, let's turn off the music. Welcome to the 7 important and powerful eating psychology tips that I'm going to be sharing with you today. And definitely stay till the end because I have a big announcement and a really special offer that I want to share with you guys. So let's talk about eating empowerment. This is something that I've been writing about and talking about for quite a while now. And really, it's this idea that we can take the reins with our eating, that we're not going to fall prey to just whatever's in our environment and whatever the latest expert's going to say, and feeling like we have no control over any situation, and that we're, have these trigger foods that we feel like we can't be around. And I find that with my clients, so many people need to feel like they are in control, that they are feeling calm and peaceful with food and their relationship to food and eating. And that spans all kinds of different situations, including meal planning, including fullness and satiety. It includes, eating when you're alone, eating with people, snacking, mindless eating, and all that kind of stuff. It all falls into the realm of eating empowerment. And lately, I've been really supporting people with how to kind of feel really, really empowered and confident about what they choose to eat and what they choose not to eat. So that's what the theme of today is going to be about. And let me just switch screens here so I can get into there's my face. That's so meta. Ooh. All right, let me see if I can get into this. Okay, it's not working. So give me 1 second. Okay. Thanks for being patient. Here we go. Ta-da! All right. Here we go. Now I just got to put my face back in. Ta-da! All right. So let's get started. This is eating empowerment tips, and this is 1 out of 7. And each of these items that I'm going to be talking about today are some of the very techniques that I work on with my one-on-one clients, that I've talked about in some of my programs, and that I even talked about in my book, The Body Image Blueprint. So I'm excited to talk to you guys about some of these things because I really feel like it's important to reframe our relationship with food, and to also reframe the stories about what success means, and to sort of do some unlearning about what the right way to eat is, because there is no right way to eat. But we've been told over and over in our society, like, don't eat after 6, and don't eat carbs, and don't eat sugar, and don't eat fat, and eat this and don't eat that. And it's exhausting, right? So what eating empowerment really is about is like tuning into your own wisdom about how to nourish your body, essentially. And these 7 tips today are going to help you do just that. So let me grab the presentation and let me just check to see if you guys can see this. Oh, we have a person. Hi, come say hello, who's ever on. Feel free to leave some comments, some hearts and likes. I would really appreciate it. And all right, so let's get into this. Okay, so I just want to make sure you can see this. So rule number 1, or it's not even a rule because obviously there are no rules, but tip number 1 is all about trying to have a day with no food rules or regulations. So if you're somebody who has been a chronic dieter, you've yo-yo dieted your whole life, you're quite accustomed to rules of engagement with respect to food. And, partially that may have been part of why you were successful on specific diets, is because you followed a certain protocol, certain rules and regulations. But the problem was that they became like, you could become really obsessive about them. And what also happens is that we become attached to those rules such that if we break the rule, that this arbitrary rule, then all of a sudden we feel like we're a failure. We're back in the same boat that we've always been in. I call it deja vu dieting because it's like, wait, I've been here before. And then you turn the other way and start the whole negative cycle again. So if you haven't done this already, if you still are in the dieting mentality, always looking for the next solution, always looking for the next diet, always looking for another expert to tell you what to do that's going to help you, I want you to try, and this is going to be really hard, but try to have a day with no food rules or regulations. So you're going to adopt a day where you don't say no sugar today, no, I won't eat after 6. What you're going to do instead is really tune in to your own appetite cues and also understand and be curious about some of the cravings that you might be having. So, really recognizing, oh man, I'm really thirsty right now, or I could use some protein. I'm hungry, and maybe fiber isn't going to cut it. So when you stop creating these arbitrary rules and regulations, let me move this up a little bit. You actually open the door for more intuitive nourishment, and most importantly, you begin to build a communication and trust with your body that will help reduce inflammation, help get you in a relaxation response, and really can be lead to this place of feeling empowered and peaceful with respect to food situations. So give me a like if you agree with that one, if you're going to try that one. Oh, we have 2 people on. Yay, come say hi. So, let me know what your thoughts are on this one. Are you somebody who has created arbitrary rules for yourself in the past? What have you done? What kinds of rules have you set for yourself? And I also want to acknowledge that it might be scary to let go of all those rules, because we are in such a place of deep mistrust with ourselves that we turn to other people to tell us what to eat, how to eat, when to eat, why to eat, all the stuff. And so this might be a difficult exercise for you to try, but definitely one that I would love for you to sample. Okay, tip number 2 is drink a full glass of water. Let me move this up a little bit. Drink a full glass of water before eating, especially if you're really hungry, because what this does is that it serves to take the edge off of hunger. A glass of water is not going to fill you up necessarily, but it allows you to take the edge off so that you can tune in more to what your body is really craving, what it really might need in that moment, which can be shrouded by this intense experience of being hungry. So I know when I'm hungry, when I'm starving, I don't really even care about what I eat, honestly. There could be crackers on the table and I'm going to go get those crackers. If there's bread at the restaurant and I'm starving, I'm going to eat the bread. Because when we're in sort of a survival tactic and hunger can put us in that mode, we don't really care what we eat. We just need to fuel our bodies. But when we can take the edge off, when we can physiologically respect our body's just, instinctive, visceral, hunger that it's experiencing, we can then sort of allow ourselves to be mindful, to take a step back and to sort of assess in a more rational way, what is it that I really need right now? Maybe I do. You maybe will have the reserves to cook a meal or perhaps make a smoothie or whatever it is, versus when you're going on just pure, this ravenous hunger. So again, tip number 2, drink a full glass of water before eating, especially if you're super, super hungry. So let's go into tip number 3. Tip number 3 is don't create false scarcity. Now, you may not know really what I mean by that, but so let me explain a little bit. False scarcity is a term that I came up with, which basically says, when we were in evolutionary times, when there was a lot of scarcity with food for real, or there were famines, widespread famines, we literally had food scarcity, and we would do anything we could to get food. I'm not going to say that there isn't food scarcity. There are plenty of people who go hungry, and we certainly have poverty. But if you look at your everyday life, for the most part, you can eat what you need to eat and what you want to eat on a day-to-day basis. And certainly that's a privilege we have. However, unfortunately, we create false scarcity. So what I mean by that is that we decide we're going to go on a really restrictive diet, and and that puts us in a sense of scarcity, because when you restrict yourself voluntarily, your body still sees that as like, oh, and your brain perceives it as like, oh my God, I'm being deprived of something. I need something. So what I'd like you to do instead is to assume that this food that you want, that you're restricting yourself of most days, or whatever, assume that this is a food that will always be available to you. So it's a little bit of like neuroplasticity. You have to sort of rewire your brain a little bit, rewire your thinking to say like, no, this is not, I'm not in scarcity tactics. This food will always be available to me. And what this does is takes away a little bit of the shame factor, and it allows you to determine when you really want to have a treat versus just the Last Supper mentality, where you're like, okay, well, come Monday, I'm going on a diet, so I better eat all these Starbursts and then like grab these Doritos and have it. Well, I'm not going to have ice cream again for like 3 months, so I'm going to eat all the ice cream I can. And this is what sets up this whole polarity of like binge, restrict, that can be so detrimental to our bodies, but also to our psyche. But it's really detrimental to our metabolisms, and it creates a stress response, which creates cortisol, and it creates inflammation and all kinds of problems over time. Your hunger hormones shift around, your leptin and ghrelin levels shift around. So tip number 3 is don't create false scarcity. We have this amazing privilege that we can eat what we want. And yes, there's a lot of foods in our society that are, maybe don't serve us so well, but we're not going to judge those foods, and we're not going to certainly put restrictions on them so that that's all we think about. Like if I say elephant, don't think of the word elephant. Like that's all you're going to be thinking about for the next minute. So like literally, like try to assume an abundance mentality and a growth mentality. Like, these foods are always available to me, and I can have them when I choose. And again, these are more long-term tactics, but it's I would try with like one day where you're like, okay, I'm gonna just tune in and see what I want. This is not a food that is a restrictive food. I can have any of these foods that I want, and see what happens. See if you start to calm down a little bit with some of the food fears that have been created in your mind. Okay, so how are we doing? We have 2 people. Come say hi if you feel like you want to come out of the shadows. And I would definitely greet you. But let's move on to tip number 4. Okay, tip number 4 is a lot about mindful eating. So that's one of the things that I talk about quite often in my practice, and that I do exercises with my clients. And I have had courses and on all kinds of stuff on this. So, but I'm just going to go over some very basic techniques here. But really what I want you to do that's going to give you a ton of empowerment with eating is take the time to just slow down when you eat. You don't have to know all of the, advanced techniques for mindful eating, all this stuff, but notice the pace of which you're eating. Notice if you're standing up. Notice if you're distracted. And if you find like, oh yeah, I'm in front of the TV, or like, oh yeah, I'm driving, or oh yeah, I'm like plowing through this, I'm like chowing through my food and I'm not even like slowing down for a second, then that's an indication for you to tell yourself, okay, I'm not in a rush. I don't have to, speed walk through this meal. I can slow down. And then when you do that, you can just simply take a few deep breaths or what have you. But be really aware when you're eating of the different flavor notes and the textures and the mouthfeel, any pleasure that you're getting from the plate of food that you're eating. Notice the satiety and the feelings of satisfaction, because the more awareness that you have of those things, the more your body's going to communicate back with you to give you the messages to know when to stop. But again, many of us sort of override that, and we end up eating so fast and then all of a sudden being really full and not understanding why, because we've been distracted, we're not aware, and we're eating really, really super fast. So that's technique number 4 of eating empowerment. Technique number 4, slow down and stop being so distracted while you eat. Okay, tip number 5 So tip number 5 is it's what I call the "if it's there, you'll eat it" syndrome. So have you ever sort of like been just sitting somewhere and there's like maybe a bag of chips in front of you and like you just keep eating it just because it's there? You're not really hungry and you're not really needing food right now, but it's there. So you're just going to keep picking at it, right? Or you might do that in a restaurant, like, the tortilla chips at a Mexican restaurant. You're just going to keep eating because it's there. And then when the waiter takes it away, you're like, oh, okay, I really don't need any more of those. So one of the ways to do that is to practice what I call location organization. So if you go to my website, this is a PDF file, and you can actually, if I send you the PDF file, which maybe I can put it in the comments, you could click on here and download the whole list. And so it's an 11-page workbook that I've created, and it's designed to help you to create systems where you sort of set up your environment, your home environment, your work environment, your car, social environment, travel, in a way that's going to support you with your long-term goals around eating, so that you don't find yourself in these situations where you're just like, oh, okay, I didn't intend to eat that. I didn't want to eat that. I didn't even really enjoy it, but it's there, so I'm eating it. Okay, so if you go to my website, the last blog that I did, I think it's called Stop Mindless Eating. If you go to that blog, and if you just go to www.jennyeatingcoaching.com, you can download that 11-page workbook if you want to get it right away. If not, I can post it in the comments section. All right, I'm just going to check in. We have 3 people. Hi, everybody. I'm so happy to see that people are watching this. And if you have any questions so far or any comments, please just stop me and let me know. So, okay, now we're going to go to eating empowerment tip number, what are we on? 7? No, number 6. Okay, number 6. This has to do with hunger again. If you're hungry, it's important that you're honoring what your body needs. So a lot of times in the past, I was very fearful of my appetite. I was very afraid to eat in general. Like I was afraid I'd overeat. And so I would either like eat nothing, or I would like stuff my face with everything because I like just didn't trust my body. I didn't know what to do. And it became especially bad when I was like really hungry, and then I would feel like super depressed and like I can't eat anything. Or I would like eat carrots, like a ton of carrots, and like not feel full and wonder why I wasn't feeling full and worried and like, okay, I just ate all these carrots and like how many calories are these carrots, and like I'm not full, so what do I do now? And I found a very sort of simple solution to this, which is so obvious, but I didn't get it because all these rules have been forced upon me, like, oh, I should only eat carrots and vegetables and raw this, and like never would I have thought like, oh, I need a fat and protein. Duh. Okay. As soon as I have a fat and protein, not only am I getting my stomach full, but I'm also allowing this sense of satiety, this sense of like, I feel good. I can push myself away from the table now. I'm not like, going through the cabinets. I'm not like dying to eat more and more and more. So if you're really hungry, I highly, highly, highly recommend that you make sure your meal or snack has both a lean protein, a healthy fat, and a complex carb / fiber for maximum satiety and sense of satisfaction. So you don't want to just be full. Like you could be full on water, like your stomach could be bloated. But there's a very distinct difference between being full and being completely satisfied for hours and not even be thinking about food again. So that's the place I want my clients and I want all of you to be at. And that might look like, maybe some Ezekiel bread or whole wheat bread with high fiber and smashed avocado and like a turkey slice or a piece of cheese. Simple as that. It just is a lean protein, a complex carb, unprocessed, and not white or refined, and some sort of healthy fat like avocado, could be olive oil, could be full fat Greek yogurt, things like that. Salmon is a good option. Okay, you guys ready for our tip number 7? All right, here's the last tip, and I want you to stay. Don't go anywhere because I have some special announcements that I want to share with you guys. But before I go to Let me see if anyone has any comments. Not so oh, I have 4 people. That's nice. Okay, so here is tip number 7. Before eating. Oh no, you can't see this. I'm so sorry. Let me see what I can do here. Ah, there we go. Okay, before eating, I want you to ask yourselves these 4 questions, okay? Number 1, here's the first question you need to ask yourself. It basically, you need to take like a stop, look, and listen approach. Like you're about to head to the fridge. Okay, just stop for a minute. Just stop. And you're going to ask yourself these 4 questions. Number 1, am I physically hungry? You're going to know. How will you know? Your stomach might be growling. You have a hollow feeling. You're getting hangry and irritable. Your head might be light. You know, you guys know the signs of hunger. So check in with yourself. Are you hungry? If not, ask yourself, what am I looking to fulfill right now? Am I like super tired? Am I bored? Am I, stressed out? Was there just like, what is the emotion? If you can isolate the emotion, is it boredom? Is it anger? Is it sadness? Are you depressed? Are you anxious? That's what you're going to need to look at. That's what you need to confront, is what are you really looking for if it's not hunger? Number 3 is what just happened. Okay, so let's imagine for a minute that you're not hungry and you recognize that you're kind of stressed. Okay, so like your heart may be pounding, or you're just sort of irritable, or you're like frustrated. So just think about like what just happened. Did you just get out of a traffic jam? Did the kids just have a fight? Did you have an argument with somebody? Are you worried about finances? Are you worried about something? And try to isolate and understand what it is that's driving that behavior, because it has to start from somewhere. And very often we get into the pattern, into the habit of, as soon as we have this emotion, our go-to comfort mechanism is food, right? So that alone isn't going to solve the problem, but it's the first step, is recognizing it. And the last question is, who am I with? Am I alone? Am I with friends? Is my spouse around? Are there kids around? Who am I with? And that's an important question. And soon, over time, you're going to get into a pattern of, you're going to ask these 4 questions. Am I physically hungry? Yes. Okay, great. Then go eat. If not, what am I trying to fulfill right now? What just happened, and who am I with? So those 4 questions. So let me just jump back here and see if anybody has any questions. I'm happy to answer any questions you have about this. It's a topic, I'm really super passionate about. But let me go back now to here. Hi, little change of pace. So I hope that this was helpful and that you enjoyed this, and you find this really valuable. And this is like just the tip of the iceberg in terms of what eating empowerment can really look like, and how it can be manifested in your lives in a really, really powerful, poignant, and sustainable way. And so what I'd like to do is introduce you to the Eating Empowerment Series. And the Eating Empowerment Series is my 10-week signature program that I've developed. And what it is 10 weeks really of a deep dive. It's an intensive program where I'm going to shepherd you and walk you through and support you through mind-body nutrition techniques, how to move past aggressive weight loss and look for ways to trust your body, and to potentially, if weight loss is something you're interested in, do it in a really gentle, really honorable way. We're going to talk about binge eating, stress eating, overeating, and emotional eating. We're going to talk about body image. We're going to be talking about so many things related to eating empowerment. And what you're going to leave, how you're going to leave this program, is you're going to feel a sense of calm. You're going to feel a sense of freedom. You're going to feel a sense of confidence. And most importantly, you're going to feel empowered. And that, my friends, has no price tag, because I've experienced it. My clients have experienced it. And it's an unbelievable place to be. And I want to help you to get there. So what I'd like to do is show you a little bit about, I hope this works. Hold on a second. I'm going to go back to here, and let me see if this, I'm going to show you a little bit of the curriculum. Let's see. No, that's not working. Okay. let's try this. Turn that off. Go here. Okay, yeah, this should work. Ta-da! Okay, so here is the classroom. And I just want to walk you through this a little bit. So first is just like, ready to get empowered. Hear how the program works, some expectations I have, housekeeping. Module 1 is all about a new way of thinking about diet, okay? So we have a welcome video, the sweet spot of nutrition, macronutrient balance, eating rhythm, bioindividuality, biocircadian nutrition, phases of nutrition, of nourishment. I have a recipe of the week every single week. Hope you guys can see this. Week number 2 is all about the science of weight loss, like what aggressive weight loss does to your body, and a cutting edge solution that I'm going to share with you. We're going to talk about the stress response, relaxation response, the cephalic phase of digestion, the power of pleasure. We touched on that today. The power of awareness. I have a 300 calorie experiment I'm going to do with everybody in the group. And remember, this is a live group coaching experience. This is an intimate experience. They're going to be doing hot seat coaching. I have so many exciting things planned. Every person who enrolls will get a free copy of my book and some other additional bonuses, which I'll go through in a little bit. Module number 3, it's all about binge, stress, and emotional eating. We're also going to talk about overeating, 5 factors in overeating, 4 reasons you're stress eating, the 3 Ds of binge eating. There's a recipe of the week every single week. Number 4 is all solution-based. We're going to be talking about how to solve and understand better the issues that are associated with binge eating and emotional eating. Many people feel very trapped and shackled by it, and my job is to unshackle you from those demons. And module number 5 is going to be about a mindful and intuitive eating technique. So this is where we take a deeper dive. I'm going to be doing some really cool interactive exercises with you over. It's going to be all digital, so it's very cool. I'm going to be using the Zoom platform. Number 6 is we're going to be talking a lot about the fullness versus satiety piece, sensory-specific satiety, so it's all about your taste buds. I'm going to do a fun water exercise with you guys. Number 7 is about body image. Number 8, how to fit empowered eating into your lifestyle. So we're going to go through various issues like meal planning empowerment, how to deal with spontaneous situations, what to do when you're on the go, what to do when you're traveling. I have a macronutrient balance done for you shopping list, recipe of the week, resources and materials. Number 9 is one of my favorite modules. It's all about pillars of health and hubs to happiness. So we're actually going to be doing together a health overhaul audit of your entire world. It's not just about eating. It's not just about body image. We're going to be looking at your social, and connectedness and community. We're going to be talking about your intellectual and cultural pursuits, your spirituality, if you have a sense of spirituality, sleep, sensuality, and stress, movement and physical activity, nutrition and nourishment. This is a hefty, rich, meaty module. And then the last one is all about habits. I've been very fascinated with long-term behavioral change and creating sustainable habits. So I've created some techniques, and some of this also is based on previous research. But we're going to talk about 3 parts of the habit, specific behavioral change techniques, desire versus commitment, 4 reasons why you're stuck and what to do about it, 4 considerations to make before eating, 4 important questions to ask yourself. I have an anchoring technique, a linking technique. So all of this is a huge, amazing program that I'm sharing with you guys, and I'm opening the cart today, but this is only the early bird price. So the early bird price is going away in 24 hours, and what I'd like to show you is, how do I get there? My courses. So these are all my courses. Got to get to the admin. Sorry. Oh goodness. So, okay. So I was going to show you that, but I'm going to show you something different. Let me just double check. Still on here. Okay. Okay. Hey guys. So I want to share with you a very, very special offer. And for the first 5 people who enroll in this program, and again, I've opened up the cart for enrollment. For the first 5 people who enroll today, oh, look at that. Okay. let me go back to Skype number 2. Okay, for the first 5 people who enroll today, you're going to get a 45-minute one-on-one power session with me, and you're also going to get a customized interactive shopping list URL. So what I mean by that, I'm going to show you in a minute, but you're going to get your own customizable and personalized shopping list that you can actually put in all the items that you need for the week, and add items week to week if you want, and have that emailed to you as a sense of power and structure and accountability and empowerment when you're at the grocery store. So we can create this for you, but I'm only offering it for the first 5 people who enroll, because it takes a little bit of extra like customizing and so forth, and it will be in the form of a URL. And so you'll just simply go to this website and I will help customize your list for you, and you will have this for the rest of your life, and we can customize it based on the store that you go to. So let me show you what this looks like. So sorry for all the tech stuff. Okay, here we go. Hopefully you can see this. So this is what mine looks like, my shopping list. It's very basic. We can make yours look pretty if you want, but all I need to do is write like, okay, I want 2 apples, I want a bunch of kale, I definitely want 2 things of grapes this week, I want my blueberries, and you know what, like I definitely want I'm gonna want to snack on some popcorn. So I'm gonna get some popcorn. Let's see. The kids want want lasagna today. Let's get some lasagna. Oh, I'm out of shampoo. Let me get that. Yeah, definitely do some cheddar cheese. We're out of eggs. I'm gonna get 3 things of eggs because I'm having friends over. And then I also have a list for Costco. So these are all my Costco items. And then any one-time items, I can just put like, I want aluminum foil, or I want, a special kind of chutney for today. Can add it to my list and immediately is there. Then all I do is submit the form and it gets immediately emailed to me. This is a really cool resource. Again, I'm only offering this for the first 5 people who enroll in the program. So this offer is available. Let me move back to Skype 2. This offer is available for the first 5 people. It's open for 24 hours. And this is all when you enroll in my 10-week Eating Empowerment series. So all you need to do, I'm going to link the page at the bottom. Let me do that right now, actually. I'm going to put this in the comments section, and you just need to go to the page and enroll today. This is at a very, very special price of $540. The typical price will be, the regular price will be $797, and that's going up tomorrow. But for the early birds, I'm going to be doing a very special pre-launch price. It's an early bird price of $540. And I'm going to show you in a minute what that includes, because it includes more than just the course. So let me just put this in the comment section here. Here we go. Okay, it's in the comment section. You can go and grab it. You can enroll today. You can share this link with other people. And let me just quickly show you, if it'll let me, what the site looks like. So here we go. So Eating Empowerment Series, 10 Pillars to Food Freedom. Unshackle and tackle your dieting demons. So here's all of the information. You're going to get 10 60-minute group coaching sessions, hot seat individual coaching, private Facebook group, a free copy of my book, journaling prompts, weekly homework assignments, resources, worksheets and materials, a done-for-you macronutrient shopping list that's separate than this customized list that I'm talking about, weekly recipe shares from me and my amazing mom who's a chef, Arlene Jacobs, special guest speakers, and then we have fast action bonuses. So I'm giving to you as a bonus for free, no additional cost, my Transform Your Relationship with Exercise course. That's a $300 value, a masterclass on meal planning hacks, tips, and tricks, 13 guided meditations, and Sarah Steckler's Empowerment Bundle. All of that, including 45-minute one-on-one session with me, power session, and this URL for your shopping list, is only going to be $540. So that's a no-brainer. Go and do this. Jump on it right now. It's going to end, as I said, in just 24 hours. Okay, guys, that's it for me. If anybody has any comments, any questions, I'm going to keep this up for a little while, and you can go ahead and share the link. You can ask me questions in the comments. I'll be happy to answer that for you at any time. Thank you so much for watching. I hope it was helpful for you, and I will see you guys super soon. Okay, bye.